and they look like favorites.
This is my lock of the week.
Dodgers.
No. But opening day.
Welcome back to the Vegas Sports Panel. Today we're going to be talking about our favorites. Not necessarily the best if you go stats and stuff like that, but personally, who we like, who's made an impression on us through the years. And we're going to start with the offense in this video. And we're not going to talk about the offensive linemen. We're going to talk about all the more position players, the receivers, the running backs, quarterbacks. So with that being said, Roger, who do you got over there, bud?
O-linemen are used to getting...
Yeah, they remain anonymous.
Yeah,
it's better that they remain anonymous.
That's their whole goal.
I mean, that's a good game for them, right? Name, then that means only because they screwed up.
Or got a holding call.
Very true. Well, so my all-time, again, this is the all-time favorites, not necessarily the greatest at their position, but my all-time favorites on the offensive side of the ball.
This is the team you would want to have in a Super Bowl, right?
Yes, that I would want to go to war with, yes. That if I have to win one game,
but
my
not
life's
necessarily
depending
bet. If you were betting and putting money on the line, it might be different, correct?
No, I wouldn't bet on my team.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Well,
I would definitely.
So
bet
there's
on my
a
team.
little bit of a difference, see?
What do you
well,
mean?
first, we're doing the skill positions, so
Right, and it's
anyway,
your
the,
favorites. Who
the,
you
the
like?
quarterback, the leader in the huddle for me is always and forever going to be Fran Tarkenton, number 10 for the Minnesota Vikings.
That white boy.
He did take them to
So old.
3 Super Bowls. They did not cross the threshold and win any of those Super Bowls. But
How many?
He got him to,
Why didn't you
he
take
took him
Jim
to 3.
Kelly?
I believe Joe Cap took him to the first one,
Oh, yeah.
the Vikings' first one. We'll have to get our crack staff on that again.
Yeah, I'm getting better
But
at
I
it.
think Fran went to 3 Super Bowls, I believe. So
No rings.
no rings, but that's okay.
Once again,
he
it's
was
about
just a thrill to
favorites.
watch.
You
I mean,
made
if
an
you ever,
impression on you.
I don't know if there's anything on YouTube
sorry,
with Fran
I didn't-
Tarkenton, but
I did
the
not mean to
mad.
bash your pick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he
Go
was a
ahead.
mad
Go through
scrambler
your
for sure.
list.
So then, as far as my running backs, I've picked 2. I mean, there's obviously thousands of great choices, but the 2 running backs
Otto
for me.
Graham.
Well, Otto Graham was a quarterback, though.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I know you're just going along.
My
right?
2
I know
quarterbacks
he's back in
are
1840.
Eric Dickerson and Earl Campbell. Packing a 1-2 punch the world's never seen if you put those guys on the field together. So. And then when Fran's scrambling and trying to look for his open receivers, my 3 favorite receivers of all time, not in any particular order, but just favorites, would be Larry Fitzgerald, Lynn Swann, and Paul Warfield.
You covered
all-
decades. It's like the
all-
60s,
well,
70s,
I mean,
or
obviously,
70s,
Larry,
80s,
they're-
90s.
Hall of Famers, of course. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's not literally in, but he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Count on it.
A lot of times I like to go with a 2 tight end set in my scheme. So my two favorite all-time tight ends, as the position, of course, is Rob Gronkowski, a certain Hall of Famer as well, and Dave Casper from the old Oakland Raiders. So that's those are my skill position players. I wouldn't want to complete my segment without a shout out to just a couple of offensive linemen that deserve to hear the gratitude for the hard work they put in over their careers. Is Anthony Munoz and Jim Otto. If you don't know their names, you should look them up. So, okay, God bless America.
All right.
Bob, what do you have to
All
say?
Are you still like
God
going,
bless
huh?
America.
Speechless. How do you follow God Bless America? I gotta. Pull
I know
something up over
exactly
here.
right. You got to like have a flag or
Jeez.
something, dude. No flags yet? I got to get a flag for us, I guess.
God bless America.
All right, Bob.
Okay.
Fran Tarkenton was his
Okay, yeah,
quarterback.
so I'm
What
sc- I
about
mean,
you?
you don't
I
have to
don't
go in
know
any
if my
particular
quarterback's
orders.
better. No, like I said, I'm sorry for jumping on your list. I forgot that it was best ever. I didn't mean to bring that.
No, it's not best ever. Remember, it's
It's your
favorite.
favorite. of all
that's what I'm
time,
saying.
or whatever.
I forgot that it wasn't the best ever.
It was just
your
instinct,
favorites.
right? You were
So
just
is your quarterback considered the best ever?
No, my quarterback's not won a Super Bowl either.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Don't even know that he's appeared in one. My favorite quarterback of all time is Randall Cunningham.
Okay, I love Randall Cunningham too.
Me
but,
too.
yeah,
I don't have a
Went to
problem.
UNLV,
UNLV.
played for the Eagles,
very talented. Love
Very
A
talented.
lot of fun to watch.
went 15-1 with the Vikings later in his career.
That's right.
Randy Moss's rookie year. Just throw it up to Randy, and Randall could throw it
Oh, Randy
as deep
Dandy.
as you want to. So Randall Cunningham is my all-time favorite quarterback. Running backs. I went with Walter Payton.
Oh yeah.
I was young enough to see him at the end of his career when he still wasn't the best. Like, I mean, he didn't even get a touchdown in the Super Bowl because he was kind of at the end of his career, but Sweetness, best nickname, right? I'll argue that if you want to. The best running back I ever saw in person, and he's one of my favorites to watch because of that, is Barry Sanders. And that's even in my
Oh,
division,
a lot of
but
fun, right?
Barry
A lot of fun.
Sanders
He only
was,
played, what, 10 years and then said,
and then it said, screw this, I'm tired of losing in the first round, but he'd have, I don't know how many games, he'd have -4 yards rushing at halftime. Then he busts a 90-yarder.
I'm pretty sure he leads the NFL history in negative rushing attempts.
And I think he's third all-time
Something
in
like
total
that. It's
rushing
crazy.
yards.
Yeah,
But
it's
you know what,
crazy.
though?
It's a
How many
crazy
of us would
stat.
want
He was a lot of fun to watch.
I was going to say, who would not watch him lose yards? I'd watch him know where he ran,
he's
back,
dancing
forward.
around, yeah.
I'd watch it.
He was like Michael Jordan.
Well, and he was on Thanksgiving every year, so
Yeah,
everybody
right.
got to see him,
Right.
you know, and also part of, I don't know if it's true or not, but part of the lore of why he retired early was because he had so much respect for Walter Payton that he did not want to break his
That's not true.
rushing record.
I think that's
I
the
didn't mean to
story.
interrupt, but that's
You know,
that's,
but hey, but you know, that's all we
I
got
know.
to go.
I know
and we
that
don't
feels
talk
good
to
in
these guys
Chicago. I mean,
personally.
that makes you feel good and all heartwarming. But I mean, pretty
Could
sure.
be true.
Pretty sure Barry was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More-
but I
more
mean,
likelihood.
if he was one of those people who was like, I want to get the all-time rushing record, he was like 1,000 yards short. He could have played one more year and been the all-time rushing leader. But he was like, oh, Walter Payton just died. That was like my dude. I don't want to break his record.
But like
Anyway.
you said, when you play for Detroit, no offense, Detroit, Michigan, you know, hope you guys are watching and we love you, but that doesn't get you inspired, you know, to come in, you know, you're
Offense to
running for your
Detroit.
life.
Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, your two best players of all time, didn't want to play
Exactly.
for you anymore. They
I
would
mean,
have rather
that's-
have done
I'm
something
good,
else
thank
on
you.
Sundays.
That's
I
pretty
also-
sad.
Also, a shout out, a guy I love to watch. You got to have Bo Jackson. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. If you want to watch somebody run the ball, Christian Okoye. Wide receivers, I got Randy Boss Moss. He's going deep. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it. And on the same team, like I said, Randall Cunningham was my favorite quarterback of all time. That same team with Randy Moss's rookie year where they went 15-1, Chris Carter would catch everything you threw to him and
He is like the
toe step the sideline.
right. He's someone you definitely want as a piece. Like if you were playing chess, he would be like a rook or something, you know,
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that. I mean, he's
he
not
makes
going to be the
big
queen or
moves.
the big thing, but he will be. He's you know, he will get you the catch.
And then tight end, I went Antonio Gates only because I went to Northern Illinois University. I went to 2 basketball games total there. One of them they played Kent State, and Antonio Gates was the power forward. Nobody ever heard of him, but he was the power forward
At
on
Kent State.
Kent State's basketball team, and then went on to be a stud tight end in the
Yeah,
NFL
incredible.
without playing basketball. So Antonio
Or
Gates,
without playing college football.
he played college football too.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's saying. He played.
Oh, without playing basketball.
No, he played
I play
basketball.
college basketball.
He was a stud college basketball player. Couldn't make it in the NBA. He was like
Okay,
a
I'm
poor
sorry, I
man's
misheard you.
Draymond Green. But he's like the second or third best tight end of all time. But I have a personal connection to him because I saw him play basketball.
See, and people don't realize that when they go out and play, they make impressions on these kids. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not their favorite at the time or whatever, you know, they years later, you know, how would these people be kind of cool to hear that some guys out in Vegas, you know, think that you are their favorites.
The best of all time.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
when I
saying?
was 8 years old,
How
you
cool
did
is
this
that,
awesome
that
thing,
you
and
made
now
that
you're my
impression?
favorite.
Yeah.
Because on an everyday Wednesday game, you did something that I
Right.
was like, dang,
That's
I
pretty
love
cool.
that dude.
Right. Yeah, these guys make an impression, whether they want to take responsibility or not. They do make an impression. Brandon, what do you got over there, man?
No, that's why. Yeah, you pick these guys. They brought joy at some point in your life.
Right. Probably made you get into sports more, made you stick with it at least, right?
I took Randall
Sure.
Cunningham's number in
Inspired.
high school football.
They just and it's like just putting more gasoline on a fire. I mean,
For your,
I'm still
your
like-
competitive fires.
most of these guys don't play anymore, and I'm still just as excited to watch,
Yeah.
football every Sunday. So it's just, but yeah, yeah, no, obviously my quarterback, the best ever, Brett Favre, hands down. Yeah, I mean, if you want to win a game,
I know. In all weather, any
Boy,
situation,
He's
will-
going to make some people on the panel want to throw up, though.
oh, throw up out of joy.
He's starting to get the silver
Some people
feeling.
get so
If you
excited
wanna-
they throw up.
If you want to
know
win
what
the
I mean?
game or move to the front of the line at the truck station gas stop,
I
don't
mean, you want
know,
to
I
win
guess.
rings, you know. I mean,
How many
bling bling, baby.
Yeah, Brett Favre's got one ring. He's a
He
big
does. He does.
ring winner.
Just one? He only got one? He didn't get two.
No, yeah, I
And
mean,
who's-
he made
I
two, I
mean-
think, but he won one.
And who made you like just more excited and joyful to watch? I mean, like the guy.
Everybody I've ever met.
Well, just
ever.
because I'm pretty sure the Bears
I mean, I almost-
never beat Brett Favre.
I can pretty
It's
much,
probably
yeah, I
never-
think I rooted
I
against
think
him
we
every
went
game.
42-3
42
on
and 3.
the 3 side because they
That's
would show
pretty
that
bad.
stat every year. Here's how many games Brett Favre's played in a row. Here's the list of the Bears quarterbacks, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I forgot that dude played.
Yeah, it's probably pretty hard to see
It is
all the
pretty crazy.
joyousness from Brett Favre when all you are is like very upset that you. It's been a long 2 decades.
I don't even want to think about Brett Favre. I'll give you credit on this. If I had
He's
to
a
make a
tough
list,
He
of,
had one hell of a
tough
career.
SOB.
Yeah, so you gotta
if
think
I'm
of-
punting the ball with a 3-point lead with 2 minutes left, the last person I want to punt it to is Brett Favre. That's the last dude I want
That's
to see.
respect.
That's the last.
That's-
That's the last dude I want to see with the ball with 2 minutes left down 4.
Because he will go to the hospital trying to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
and,
yeah.
and
that's
run
what you
some
want
play
out of
you've never
him.
seen
You don't-
before.
Yeah.
He was just one of my favorite.
Yeah, he said that's how you play football, you know?
And then I went with Bob too. I'm not gonna just go off, but Barry Sanders was
Pretty exciting.
pretty much like for our whole generation, the kids born in the '80s. That was like the most exciting. I mean, Bo Jackson, yes, but Barry Sanders played like 10 years of
And
Can
it
you
was
imagine
way
if he
different
was
than
on
Bo
like a real
Jackson.
popular team?
Just
Un-
dancing, just
unbelievable. Yeah, he was. Yeah, just basically unbelievable
Barry
to watch.
Sanders.
And then my second was Jerome Bettis, the bus. I just loved watching him run people over, especially in the cold weather.
That was his job. He wasn't meant to outrun you. He
Yeah.
was
No,
meant
and
to.
he was
he didn't
quick
deke you out,
footed.
no.
I mean, he's actually I think in the top 5, maybe all time yards rushing.
I think he is too.
Just because of how long and, steady. He's
No, and
the
he-
bus.
Yeah, and he was nimble footed, which was for as big a guy, it's pretty rare. And then tight end, I definitely went with a homer there. I went with Ben Wintercoats from the Packers Super Bowl, also a New England Patriot. Then wide receiver.
Well, what's the home connection?
he
A
was-
homer?
He was
He's
a
from Green Bay.
he was a Packer on the Brett Favre Super Bowl team. He was the tight
I
end.
didn't know that.
Yeah, Ben Wintercoats.
No, I didn't know you were from Green Bay.
I'm not from Green Bay. What the fuck are you talking about?
You
I was born in Vegas.
Well, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! How would you not know? I mean, what
Well,
in the hell?
okay,
How
that's
the
why
hell
he
would
was
you
also
not
going-
know?
Okay, so when
Okay.
you said
I was
homer,
making a
He
joke
likes
that
him.
he was from Green Bay.
so what's the home? What's the home
'Cause he
connection
likes
with
the
Winton?
Packers, and he,
likes
played for the Packers.
He played for the Packers.
Oh, but that's- okay,
the
home.
connection.
So
I thought he meant is that kid from Las Vegas? Well, wouldn't that be the home connection?
Well, he likes
No,
the Packers.
I know, I'm
the
sorry.
home connection was when Brett Favre won the Super Bowl. I basically orgasmed. So the tight end on the team became one of my favorites of all time.
So you
Okay.
like Desmond Howard too.
And his home
Oh
is in
shit!
this
I
case,
jerk
Green
off to
Bay.
him some days and thinking of him
We can't-
scoring what was that? The kickoff return? Yeah, that was awesome. That was fucking fabulous.
Okay.
It's such a
It's like in the top.
rousing moment.
It's in the top 5 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the Super Bowl, I guess.
yeah. Oh, it's probably number 1.
Well, Devin Hester took the opening kick to the house.
That was impressive.
It was the only time the Bears led in that game.
It was.
Hey, you grab the highlights when you can, right?
And then my wide receiver set, I took Megatron. I mean,
Who? Calvin Johnson.
Calvin
for those
Johnson.
who aren't familiar.
Right.
just
Stud.
just fantasy wise, he helped me win a Super Bowl, which puts him up there. And
And he changed the replay rule
yeah, that was a catch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
in a game against the Bears. Yes, I got spit on at the Rio during that
Yeah, and
that review.
I also
It's a
went,
nice memory, huh?
went with Bob on Randy Moss. Hard not to like Randy Moss. Everybody.
Right. I mean, just
mean,
Like you said, throw it up there and go get it.
yeah.
Yeah, he was fun to watch for sure.
I mean, even as a Packer fan, he was special. You could tell, even when he was wiping his ass with the field goal post.
So, are you a
Green Bay.
Packers fan right now in
No.
your life?
I was just about to ask
No.
the same question.
He was
So you're
joking.
a Packers fan?
No.
He just liked the players.
At the time, you
You
were.
just
though.
figure you go for the
Yeah, I
players.
understand. I mean,
Brett
I've
Favre.
No, I
obviously like
loved,
Favre
I
and stuff.
loved Brett Favre.
got you good.
Like,
So you're-
lived and died for Brett Favre.
I can't even believe we're friends. How did we ever even? How did we ever even
I
talk
know.
to each other?
That is.
how did that never
Like,
come up? in
that's
college
normally
football?
something
no,
that's
that's
gonna
usually
be,
my
uh,
first question to somebody.
is
I'm like,
a-
hey,
right, that's a
Roger,
red flag.
Roger,
That's a red flag.
How do you feel about Brett Favre? And you're like, and I'm like, okay, cool.
We can hang out.
We can talk.
Somebody
Devin,
that's-
How do you feel about Brett Favre?
Right.
Okay, cool. We can hang out.
But somebody that says
Brandon,
he's their favorite
hey,
player. He's their favorite. And
How do
I'd
you
be
feel
like,
about Brett
okay,
Favre?
dude.
He's the best ever. I would do it.
I would certainly say, have a good life.
Okay,
Yeah, take
great.
care. See you on down the road.
But once again, it's our favorites. It's not anything as far as stats go
It's
and
not
everything.
a
It's
matter
people-
of my favorites. He's a lot of people's favorites. I
Yeah.
mean,
And that's why I
very
try to
true.
stay
I mean,
away
that's-
from a
he's
lot of
one
people.
of the most.
I try to stay away from a lot of
He
people.
is definitely one of the most.
I would try to stay away. Normally, I try to stay away from Brett Favre fans. Normally, I mean that's a good indication. That's a red flag.
If you got a lump of cheese on your
Who do
head
you-
and you're walking around with a
It's green and gold.
you're wearing the
What
wrong
did Brett?
colors.
What
you
did
gotta-
Brett Favre ever do to you in the Packers? I mean, I'm just curious. So you're asking me? I mean, why? Where is your hatred?
Well,
come
Roger
from?
lived in
because-
Chicago during that time, so he's probably
Yeah.
like, no.
I
They'd
did-
show
for
that
a
stat
while-
every game where like Brett Favre went 36-2 against the Bears, and here's all the quarterbacks that he faced while he started every freaking game.
Yeah, there was a
It got really annoying.
there was a
after, like, year
period of
12.
time in my life where the Chicago Bears. Yeah, I lived and died with the Bears.
So theoretically, then, I
Like-
mean, I'm just speaking in general terms.
88 to like 2008. Yeah, so
Like you're one of the. You just carry a grudge for a long time, is what you're saying.
yes. So if I don't like somebody, normally
It
I
doesn't
don't-
You don't
change.
flip
Yeah.
flop. You're not a flip flop.
and I don't start liking them after they've retired or something. No.
But
Because you remember how they
can you
used
at
to be
least
and what
give
made
them?
you feel that way.
Well, you have to be. His career was impressive.
Okay,
got to
so
give
you
him
can
credit.
at least give him
I
respect.
gave you
Give him
credit that
credit.
I was like, if I got a 4-point
What
lead, I
he
don't want to kick the ball to
accomplished
Brett Favre.
and,
I didn't
what,
say
and
it.
what
I
he
didn't ask
played
you.
through.
I asked Roger where his hatred
Yes.
comes from. I know
What
where
is
your
what he
hatred
played
comes
through?
from.
Yeah, give
I
him
know
all the
where
credit.
yours
Roger
comes
was born in Arizona. I know where Roger was born.
Well, they didn't have a football team.
I mean, the way he was going on about the
from
Packers,
Chicago,
it was
so-
I thought that he was a
It was
long
easy
time-
to believe Bob
And he likes the receiver, the tight
saying
end as
something
well.
that he was from Green Bay. It's
What
like, okay,
receiver
yeah. I
from
mean,
there?
obviously, I mean, what
Why
if
does
you're
he like Brett
if you're
Favre?
not from Green
If
Bay?
he's
Why
not
would
from
you
Green
like?
Bay? Why
yeah.
would you like Brett Favre?
And their tight end, who's nobody's ever heard of.
How do you live in Las Vegas and you get to pick? Like you had no team until last year. You get to pick. Like,
You wanna know
I
the real
like this
truth?
team,
The real
this
truth of
team,
how
that
I
team.
became a
And
Packer
you came
fan.
up with Brett Favre. They're like, I
The
like
truth,
that
the
dude.
truth behind the fact of how I became a Packer fan was because my dad let me fill out a pick the pros. The Packers with Don Majkowski were playing the Niners. They were supposed to get
pre-Brett
blown
Favre.
out.
I do remember Don
okay.
Munch. I was
and
living in Chicago.
Sterling
then,
Sharp
yes.
and that gang.
Yeah, the
And,
Bears used to dominate that division.
there
when
was like
Don
a group.
Majkowski
There was
the
a group of
quarterback.
gentlemen there that were calling me a young idiot and and the Packers won. And so from there on, I kind of
Okay,
liked
I
the
understand. That
Packers, and
makes
then
sense.
Brett Favre came.
They
in and
defended. They helped defend your honor.
They made me look like a really smart young kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice at the time,
Because
right?
there was
If it
a
went the
certain
other
point
way,
in
you'd have been
your
like,
life you did have like
"Therapy,
a connection
please."
with Pittsburgh.
But Don Majkowski
You're
was the
semi-Steelers
guy
fan
who
or not?
Once
as much.
my mom married my stepdad
Yeah.
when I got into high school and started going there, and I wound up living there. Yes, it was the first place I ever lived with
That had a team.
had a team in
Right.
professional sports. Yeah,
That's why I was such a Bears fan. Because I was when I lived in Phoenix, they didn't have a professional football team. So.
All right. Any other offensive players that didn't get mentioned, maybe, that we're kind of going,
No,
I was
I think
kind of
we're-
surprised on the quarterbacks a little bit. Obviously no one's going to go Brady unless you're a Patriots fan. You probably go, just the
You hate
opposite.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're like, okay, dude, you did it. You got the numbers and everything, but
I
I'm
lost
not
so
a
much money
Patriots
betting
fan.
against you. I'm not picking you as my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah, exactly. But
You can't be my favorite when I lost money on you.
nobody went Jerry Rice, which was kind of, I think he's sometimes is known as the almost untouchable in receivers.
He's the
but at the
obvious
same time,
goat.
maybe that's why
Yeah,
you
he's
don't
a-
pick him. You're like, it's
He's got enough accolades. He doesn't need
Right,
it.
he
He
doesn't
doesn't
need
need it from
ours.
us. He doesn't need our
I don't
mention.
like watching guys not get tackled.
I mean, he was on. Yeah, I mean, he's
I
the
mean,
best.
no, you're an incredible
impressive.
athlete, of
It's
course.
impressive.
nobody
Incredible
went
athlete,
Joe
and what he
Montana.
accomplished.
I don't think any of us picked a 49.
But he wasn't one of those guys that like went up for leaping catches
Like
so
Moss.
much, right?
That's where Moss gets
he
him.
could take a 5-yard slant to the house.
right.
But
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he could go up and make
And
catches.
he never
obviously.
No Terrell
celebrated.
Owens.
But I don't-
like you don't get
I just don't remember him like making these like incredible.
because when I was
don't know,
thinking about
catches.
these
Right.
guys, I was like,
Right.
oh, I used to
No,
love.
I'm sure he
watching-
did. I'm
No,
sure he
he
did.
did.
But
He
I
I
just,
used to love watching Andre Rison.
but like
'cause he would
obviously
do this
Randy
to the
Moss, my God, I mean, he was an acrobat.
field goal post.
He could levitate.
No, yeah.
Just like I said Lynn Swan. If you guys, I mean, Lynn Swan's made some incredible.
Swan and Stallworth were
catches.
great. They say they made Bradshaw, along with the running
They
back.
made catches that made
Yeah.
Bradshaw.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
exactly. Yeah,
Help.
I agree.
But
All right, so is that going to do it for this one, guys? Good job, man.
yeah.
Got some good names.
Wait.
there. Are we going to do
Well, that's
offense,
the
and
offense.
defense?
No, I just wanted to mention that like Devin Hester's the best punt returner of all time.
Special
Here,
teams?
here.
Did you guys want to
Special
do any
teamer.
special teams, punters or
No,
anything?
obviously
Anybody?
Devin
Ray
Hester
guy?
It's
would be my
obviously
guy.
Devin
we'll go
Hester.
Devin Hester. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
No
Or
argument.
Billy
That's-
White Shoes Johnson.
Hey, for the Houston
from the
Oilers?
Houston Oilers, yeah.
Right.
From
But I
84.
never watched him. That's my favorite guy to watch. Would be Devin.
Billy
Hester.
White Shoes Johnson.
No, because it's our
Devin
favorite
Hester.
player.
That was the best part of
I
like
saw
the
him
Bears
play.
got a 3-and-out stop. You can't go to the bathroom because they're going to kick it to Devin
could
Hester,
run.
Right.
or are they not going to? They're going to kick it out of bounds.
He
by
was
40
he
yards.
pretty much responsible for that Dennis Green rant against the Cardinals that week?
About kicking it to
didn't
him?
Devin Hester have a couple of returns?
knew
Was
who
that
he
the game, or am I
was,
thinking of something else?
Or maybe
Hold
he
on,
was-
I got a story for you.
Okay.
You might be able to cut this. I was at a bar watching the
Oh, it's
Arizona
5:30.
Monday night game. Okay. Bears are getting destroyed.
Yeah.
My friend is an Arizona Cardinals fan, not you, Roger. And he's talking mad smack because it's looking bleak.
Yeah.
I left at halftime because I was going to punch him in the face. Okay. I left. I went home. He's calling me while they're punting to Devin Hester.
No way.
To taunt you.
I can see where
Yeah.
this is going.
I answered the phone, and Devin Hester's taking his house, and and this is an old flip phone. Like he's talking, and I'm started screaming, and I whipped the phone as hard as I could against the wall, smashed my phone.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. And then I got done with that, and then drove to the bar while now we're winning. It was only 5 minutes away. It was a small college.
But
town.
did you know you were winning at that point or no?
Yeah, because Devin Hester took the
just
kick
took
to
it
the
to the
house.
house.
I could
Okay,
still
but-
watch the TV even
Yeah,
though
okay,
my
right.
phone was broken. I just couldn't yell at him anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, I don't understand throwing your phone. I understand excitement, but normally that's a
No,
negative.
I would
like
never,
I'm mad at
I
something.
know.
not
That's the only
exciting or
time I've ever
something.
done that. And this was a cheap phone. I
Right,
wouldn't
exactly.
not throwing the iPhone.
I mean, throw somebody else's
I
phone.
threw
maybe.
a flip
Right,
phone.
exactly. Or
But
throw
I
it
ain't-
at somebody.
I ain't throwing my phone.
Right.
No, yeah, definitely not now.
I've
All
never.
right.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate it all. Make sure you subscribe and tune into the next one. We're going to do defensive. Okay, we're even going to include some linemen on that one because defensive linemen, they just are they make the highlights a little bit more. So, anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.